Hello and welcome to another Flix Joystix edition of Retro Remix. I'm your host Guy, and today we're celebrating the life of Adam West, who is belovedly known as Batman from the 1960 series. Born William West Anderson, Adam West had a long and storied career in acting, both TV and film, since the 1950s. While he's done a number of film and television shows, video games, voiceovers, commercials, he will always be most commonly known for his role in Batman, although younger audiences would better know him as Mayor Adam West from Family Guy. This following remix was filmed on June 9th, 2017, when Adam West had passed. I had a lot of fond memories of coming home after school and watching the 1960s Batman on TV. And even just last year, I picked up the entire Batman TV series on Blu-ray, and it looks absolutely fantastic. To me, Adam is the one that made me love Batman in the first place. And while I dearly miss the fact that fun-loving, cheerful Batman isn't really seen anymore these days, Adam did work on two films: Return of the Caped Crusaders and Batman vs. Two-Face. Both direct-to-video animated films, these two films are a highlight. Return of the Caped Crusaders came out in 2016, and Batman vs. Two-Face came out shortly after Adam's death in 2017. One final goodbye from the bright knight. While I do miss seeing Adam's jovial nature, I am grateful for the final gifts that he allowed us to have, and certainly a lifetime of fun memories growing up. Without further ado, here's the original video. Today, Adam West passed away at 88 years old. He was most iconically known for some of us older geeks as the 1966 version of Batman, and more regular today, he was known as Mayor West from Family Guy. I wanted to talk a little bit about Adam's career and his role and his impact on my life as someone who has grown up enjoying Batman over the years. For those of you who have seen the 1966 show, it was a very different version of Batman from what you regularly see today. Adam West played Batman, of course, and Burt Ward played Robin. It was a very campy, silly, kishy pop art style. It was a phenomenon in itself, very similar to the way the 1989 Batman movie kicked off what was known as Batmania at the time. And this was its own thing. It was insanely popular because it was just so crazy, and the costumes were fun, and it was bright and colorful, and they would do everything from fighting off giant sharks with conveniently placed shark bat repellent to doing Batusi dances. It was certainly very different than the forever brooding Batman that's today. Adam West actually considered himself the Bright Knight in contrast to today's Dark Knight. I grew up watching the show basically every day after school. It was fun. It was something to do, and you always had to check in for at least two-part episodes, same bat time, same bat channel after each one. He always went up against the Joker or the Penguin or three versions of Catwoman or the Riddler, and those were his usual main enemies, although he'd get some special cameo appearances, and then certainly big stars at the time. Whenever they'd climb the building on the side, they'd always have some weird random cameo appearance. That was fun. I mean, the show focused on just having a really good time, and like I said, it was just one of those things where it just seemed like this one giant party that you were allowed to sit in and watch every day with them. Certainly over the years, certainly in the later 80s, with the Frank Miller stories, and certainly with Tim Burton and Michael Keaton's interpretation of Batman, Batman has progressively gotten darker. And while Adam was certainly known for the 1960 Batman, he's done a number of other iconic film roles and also did animation voiceovers. One of his my personal favorites was when he did The Gray Ghost with the 1992 version of Batman the Animated Series. He was an inspiration to Kevin Conroy's version of Batman. And if you ever get a chance to see that, it's a real sweet episode because it certainly doesn't address Adam West specifically, where it's like a knowing, oh, you know, but if you're a fan, you certainly know who they're referring to. And it was a very sweet episode. Again, with the Family Guy, Adam West played the mayor of Quahog, and he was just nuts. I mean, you never knew what Mayor West was going to do at any given episode. He was just crazy and eccentric, and talked to himself and battled baseball cards and light bright sets, and that was kind of his thing. And that's what made Adam West so much fun. He did this whole 60-plus year career of just playing lovably eccentric characters. And he was fun and he was inspiring. He was one of the old greats from when I was younger, and certainly was one of the ones that inspired me along the lines of Luke Skywalker or Captain Kirk. I mean, there was also Batman that I had to tune into as well. And while Batman, the original version, never really got onto home video due to licensing issues, legal tie-ups, multiple companies own it, they were recently able to put it out on Blu-ray and DVD not too terribly long ago, and that's actually something I need to pick up. But what happened last year was, because of that and because they're able to use 1966 Batman, they've done a variety of things, everything from comic books to Lego sets to everything else. But one of the things that was really, really fun was that last year they debuted Return of the Caped Crusaders, and it actually is Adam West and Burt Ward playing their respective roles, and Julie Newmar as well as Catwoman. I saw it last year with my fiance, and we just basically sat through the theater the whole time that it was playing with this big stupid smile on our face, because Adam West had this certain charming do-gooder style. I mean, whereas Batman just lives outside the law, that his version of Batman was making sure that Robin didn't cross the street without adhering to the crosswalk rules first. It was that kind of craziness that went with it. But the thing is, with Adam gone, and they didn't really publicize anything. I wasn't even aware of any news that he was sick, much less battling leukemia at any certain point. So when I got up and read the news this morning, I saw that, and you always hope that it's some sort of hoax, because people just are weird and they always like putting hoaxes for beloved older stars. And I kept looking and really hoped this one wasn't true, but unfortunately it was, and Adam is gone. There's a couple ways you can take that, and certainly I'm very sad that he's gone. He was iconic, and he was inspirational, and he was fun, and everything else. But as an actor myself, 60 plus years doing what you love, finding a role that defines you and what makes other people happy, and people are still clamoring for more of your role, your performance, your version of, especially as beloved and long-lived a literary character such as Batman. That's the thing. I'm very sad, but man, that's a hell of a career. It's just to bring people that much happiness, to do something that blatantly cool for 6 decades. That's worth something. And, you know, the wonderful thing is that the original show is now out on video. I'm sure it plays on some retro TV station. Actually, I did see it about 2 or 3 weeks ago when I was, just before I did another a show that I was doing, and I saw it on TV one night. And then, of course, the movie that they did last year, and I know that they are planning a sequel to that animated show with William Shatner playing as Two-Face. And I really think that's cool that we still at least get one more story from Adam's version of Batman. And that's really Well, I guess that's it, really. You know, I've kind of sat and thought about this video all day today and how I was going to talk about it. And, you know, it's weird when an icon dies because everyone's like, I mean, some people get it. Some people absolutely get it. And then other people are like, well, what's the big deal? You never met them. It's just, you know, you know, the one comment I've always heard in any case, it's just an actor, and no, it's not. It's somebody's family member, it's somebody's friend, it's uh, you know, fans and cast members, you know, have wonderful stories of meeting them and doing something special with them, and people like this aren't just actors. They tend to be something so much larger than life. They inspire us. They feed our creativity. They feed our imagination. They inspire us to want to be heroes ourselves. I mean, how many people have, you know, wanted to be Batman when they were little kids, or, you know, have a Batman collection at home, or just, you know, when they think about just some of the funny things, like, you know, for all the times Adam West has made me laugh, either by playing it straight in Batman and some of his other roles, or just being a complete goofball in Family Guy. Uh, he's given me a lot of laughter over the years. He's given me this fun version of Batman that wasn't always dark and brooding, and you sit here and you realize, you know, especially in moments like this, how much someone like that gives to you. And um, it's a little hard to put into words how much that ends up meaning to you. And you know, what more can you say but thanks for the memories? You know, I've been very fortunate in my career, and even as a geek going to conventions, I've had a lot of opportunities to meet some really neat people, some inspirational people, some of my heroes. And I never met Adam West, but, you know, he was still a hero to me.